have a problem with some certain Francis in them. Really, major problem. Really. But Plus Sports Special on a Saturday. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Now, like I've always told people, Plus TV Africa is the go-to place when it comes to cricket in Nigeria. I'm boastfully saying it. I'm beating my chest to say that. Welcome on the show. As usual, we have cricket on the show today. Now, the Honorable Gbolahan Olusegun Ishao season started last year, December. And now we are at the end. I've got Akin Denton on the show today. I've got the go-to guy when it comes to cricket in Nigeria media, Seun Ajidagba. How do we rate this competition? It's cricket, oh. Although you guys are always trying to say, cricket is popular. It's not popular. But, okay, how do we rate this? This guy has done so well.
Thank you very much, Wale. Thank you very much for having me on the show. In terms of rating, I think the current ESCO, with all stakeholders, have done pretty well in terms of organization, in terms of officiating, in terms of players and performances. Putting all together, I think we can say clearly that we have done well. And it's been a very well organized league from the feedback that we've received from all our stakeholders.
Sure. There's something I've noticed about people who are involved in cricket in Nigeria. They don't like the word, it's not a popular sport. They always say, how can I say it's not popular? But the truth is, it's not popular. Because some poor men will say it's an elite sport. How will you rate the players at the Ishao competition?
Thank you, Ale. If you say we are not popular, we will not argue.
Nobody,
but the most
you all argue. All of you argue.
The most important thing is cricket is a gentleman's game. This season has been great. Great in the sense that the format that is adopted in the world is what we are going by, which is T20. We have the T10 also, but we are running with the T20. And we set out December that we are starting the Honorable Gbolahan Olusegun Ishao CCC League, which is the best league in West Africa. And today, we can beat our chest to say cricketers have played considerable level of cricket that is enjoyable to them, enjoyable to the spectators, and enjoyable to those who love the game of cricket. So we are at the crescendo, and we are grateful to God for how far we've gone. We had our challenges, and one of the challenges we had is the force majeure. Rain is something you cannot predict, but in all of it, we managed and we were able to get to this level that we are. So all road leads to tomorrow for the final.
Let me come to Akin. We will be at the finals, and we will be at the veteran game today. We are on our way there already, really. But Akin, really, let me ask you this question honestly. Cricket has suddenly become, that's how basketball started though. Before, who knew basketball now, you know, but gradually cricket has become a game that people want to be involved in. But people are scared of the fact that they see it as an elite game. It's an Ikoyi club, it's an Ikeja club game, really, you know. But what projects are we planning? Like I said, are we? Because I said Plus TV Africa is going to be, is the go-to place to cricket now. What events, projects are we planning in the future?
Okay, so my responsibilities as the chairman Club Cricket Committee is pretty narrow. However, I have a line at which I report, you know, to the Lagos State Cricket Association. We're trying very hard to correct that impression that cricket is elitist. We're trying to take cricket back to the schools. We're trying to bring cricket onto the streets. And part of what we've done is to improvise improvise the bats and the balls as much as we can, such that it's becoming much more affordable. A number of states are doing very well in terms of grassroots development. Edo State is doing very well. Oyo State is doing very well. Lagos State, has started doing so well now. So what we're doing is trying to catch them young. Trying to catch them young. We had a program at the TBS during Easter called the Easter Fiesta, and we invited 100 kids to come and watch cricket and just to see get them see the game, at the elementary stage. We invited 100, but we had about 160 kids there running around on that Sunday at Easter. And the good thing is that when you ask them, they all want to come again. So the idea is, rather than them sitting at home, just watching people running around, they don't understand what's going on. We're trying to domesticate things. We're working with schools, CMS Grammar School, and Ansarudin College, St. Roke's College, Atlantic College, where a number of schools, the state is working with them, just to take cricket back to the elementary level. So in terms of project, what is at the forefront from Bona for us is we need to take it back. We need to improvise those expensive equipments, and such that, just like people play football everywhere, we want kids to be playing cricket everywhere, as well. For those kids that live on the islands, that live around the Tafa Balewa cricket oval, you see them on daily basis, coming to the oval to knock around. And that's how you develop those talents.
I'll come to you, Akin.
I want to ask him something.
I want to come to you.
No, I'm coming.
On this one.
Let me ask the chairman something.
Yes.
He was talking about taking cricket to schools.
Yes.
Which I have seen because I'm a part of. Yeah. On Tuesday, there was something huge that happened at CMS Grammar School, which is the oldest secondary school in Nigeria and one of the venues where the Division 2 matches are played. What exactly happened? Because we are seeing pictures on the screen and you are also there.
Okay, so CMS Grammar School has been a worthy partner. They have provided their facilities for us to leverage in the organization of the CCC League during this season. So games in Division 2 were played on the grounds of CMS Grammar School during the season. And as partners, we needed to encourage them. They have a group of old boys that also played cricket, that have taken cricket back to CMS Grammar School. And so part of what we have done is a bag of cricket equipment that was purchased by the last administration before mine eventually came in. And then we walked in on Tuesday and hand-delivered the equipment to the principal and the students of the school, just to further encourage them and to say thank you for the collaboration that they've done with us.
Fantastic. You see, the reason why I say fantastic is because, like I said earlier on the show, PlusTvAfrica is your go-to station when it comes to cricket in Nigeria. I can assure you that. But I say fantastic because CMS Grammar School is more of a cricket school than football. I went to FGC Warri, so it's more of a cricket school than football. But Seun, I'll ask you this. You are the go-to guy, media guy when it comes to cricket in Nigeria, And what particular projects should we cricket lovers expect in future? You are the mouthpiece, you are the spokesperson.
Like my chairman said, I use the word carefully, delimitation. You get to NCF, Lagos State Cricket Association, before you get to the CCC. The CCC's job is to organize club cricket matches.
In Lagos.
In Lagos. Lagos State is to ensure that there are developmental programs for cricket in Lagos. The Nigerian Cricket Federation is the overall body in ensuring that the 6 geopolitical zones, cricket is played, cricket is developed, and facilities are in place. Now, what we should be expecting, in the words of the president of Nigerian Cricket Federation, he said every year he wants a situation where over 250,000 children are playing the game of cricket. Nationwide. You heard the chairman, Mr. Akin, talk about.
Please emphasize on the amount,
yes,
the digits.
Tafawa Balewa.
No, how many?
Yeah.
People. 250,000
are introduced to the game. Yeah.
The 6 geopolitical zones. You heard the chairman. When you get to Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, there are some youngsters that will even be struggling for usage of the cricket pitch with the established players. And where did this interest come from? This interest came from how they are seeing these older ones come to Tafawa Balewa to play the cricket. He talked about the Easter cricket. I was here to talk about that Easter cricket.
Yeah, I was here.
We over expended what we bargained for. They were planning for 100, and when you have 160, what do? You need to intuitively change your plans, because those children had the fun of their lives. It was a lot of things. So what am I saying in essence is, good to know that Tafawa Balewa cricket is tough wicket. Those established players are now mentoring those younger ones. I give you a quick one, 2 names. Tunde Ainde used to sell banana at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval.
Let's come to that. I was going to come to the Ishawo, Honorable Bolawun Ishawo CC League. And are there any players that are worthy of mention at this point?
Chairman will speak to that.
Okay, okay, over to you, sir.
Okay, so what we have done is to incentivize performance, and working with the NCF chairman on monthly basis, Players of the Month awards are given to players who have done very well during the month, just to incentivize them to even do so much more. But exceptionally, I will speak about 2 individual performances that we saw that are worthy of mention, that even happened coincidentally on the same day during the same match. So the game between Ibejuleki and Rocks Cricket Club of Abeokuta, sometimes in April, we had a gentleman, Daniel Ajegun, who opened batting on that day. He opened batting, faced 69 balls and scored 101 runs, and he remained not out. That was exceptional. Playing T20 format, knocking a century is not an easy feat, and he did that. So that's exceptional for me. Coincidentally, on the same day, there was a gentleman also with the ball who took 5 wickets for just conceding, I think, 14 runs in the 4 overs that was allotted to him. That was also exceptional. So the question comes to mind, there are 2 exceptional people in the same game, an exceptional batsman and an exceptional bowler, same game. So how do you decide who is the man of the match for that particular game? But luckily, because we leverage Cricket Heroes, yes, the online scoring platform, so it gave Seun Adedeji, who was the bowler, took 5 wickets for just conceded 14 runs in 4 overs, the man of the match. So we've seen people do very well. You could say typical of every competition, it probably started slowly, but we can see that after playing so many games, in Division 1 this year, each team would play 16 games. That's a lot, around here. And those in Division 2 were playing at least about 10. That's also a lot. So playing week in, week out, sometimes back to back, Saturday and Sunday,
wears you out.
Yes, wears you out, but you just get better. True. Because you see so much more deliveries.
Now, Chairman, let me come to this. This is the question I think everybody wants to ask.
Yeah.
I think Paul George should please help me with the phone lines, so you can put it on the screen so we can ask. We're talking cricket today. The question everybody has told me to ask you, if you eventually come, or if the president eventually comes is, how much help do you get from the government? Really, you know, because if it's football, if it's Mikel Obi or it's Sunday Olise that is coming now, everybody will run around them. How much help do you guys get? I'm not talking about private investors now. Don't advertise, so I won't get marketing, won't come on my neck. But you know, I'm talking about the government, you know, really.
Okay, so for I need to put it in proper context. You know, so for the Club Cricket Committee, which is an affiliate of the Lagos State Cricket Association, we don't get any funding from the government. So what we do is to approach private sponsors who are collaborators, and then we show them the value proposition. So if you work with us, we will do A, B, and C, and then we go into an agreement, and then we fulfill our side of the agreement. Part of what sponsors usually will want is the media publicity to give them, you know, mileage for the sponsorship that they provide. That we do. So we don't get government funding at the CCC level, you know, but what we do and the way we are set up is to approach private sponsors, you know, and then we like I said, show them the value proposition, and then we work with them. But
your challenge is so far, really, apart from the fact that government doesn't come to play.
As the challenges come, we surmount them. We surmount them.
When problems in Nigeria.
At the CCC, at the CCC, we surmount them. So when the season started, part of the challenge that we had as the current ESCO was that we needed to embrace the standard ICC format that required at least 8 teams participating in Division 1 to be recognized as an affiliate of the ICC. So we had to have a playoff to decide the 2 more teams that will join the 7 that were on ground. That was a challenge. Some stakeholders didn't like that. A lot of other stakeholders did, but we were able to surmount that. We're currently at the stage of registering the CCC with the CAC. So to do that, of course, we had to work around the constitution. We got the Lagos State Cricket Association to appoint board members, BOT members for the CCC. Those are part of the requirements to register an organization. So as collaborators, the Lagos State Cricket Association provided us with board membership, board of trustees for the CCC, and we also worked around the constitution, and we are at the CAC now, trying to agree a name that will be approved, you know, to do that. So those are, and then yes, because we were playing the T20 format of the game as a league this year, there were some challenges with interpretation of the laws, you know, around it. T20 format is very short, so after playing 20 overs, you could have a tie, you know, and then so there are rules and conditions around how you decide who the winner, you know, is. We had some challenges with some officials not interpreting the rules appropriately. So we had to take them back for some coaching, you know, what we have been able to surmount that. And the rules are much more understandable now.
Let me come to Seun on this one. Chairman, please give me some time. Seun, there's a female cricket tournament that is coming up. And the president of the National Cricket Federation spoke on this tournament. Paul George, I hope you can actually work on this. Let's hear the president speak about this, and then Seun will extensively explain to us what this female tournament is about.
Mr. Uyakpata set to play the over 50 game. How excited are you? You missed the last game.
Yes, I missed the last game. That's why it was a draw. So at least now I'm the joker for this week. So we're ready to just go there and show them how it's done. So we're actually excited here. I mean, I'm really glad that we have a large turnout of veterans.
What's this all about?
No, it's for instance, we say things around health is wealth. Most of us have known ourselves for over 40 years, and it's just an opportunity to come together and play regularly. But more importantly for me, especially as president of NCF, it's an opportunity to bring back all these veterans, because on the back of any of these events we do, they are supporting the game either at the grassroots level or getting an opportunity to enlighten people about what the national teams are doing. So key stakeholders here who now, recognizing what we are doing, can go back as important stakeholders for us and support the game at all levels.
Nigeria is preparing for the annual Kibuka tournament. As the president of the federation, preparation is in top gear. They are in Edo State. They'll come to Lagos. What are we expecting from the female yellow greens this time around?
The coaches have a serious headache there. They're talented players there. I think about now they're wrapping up on the 14 female team list and 2 reserves. So they built on what we did here during our invitational. But it's beyond that. It's just a sustainable way which we can continue to go forward. And I'm excited again that we have an under 19.
President Seun, I'm coming to you on this one. President Ajidagba. Now, he was talking extensively about the female competition that is coming up. This man has done, you see, the truth be said, not because he's here, the chairman, Akin, Denton, has done very well. Ajidagba has done very well. I am a cricket enthusiast, forget sports whatever. I think they have both done very well. But now this is female. Now, I think Uyi wants to work extensively on female cricket now.
Before I
what will this for us?
Before
I'll come to you on this one too.
Before I speak on what President Ajidagba said about the female team that are preparing for a tournament, you saw him don a jersey.
Yeah.
Mr. Akin was supposed to be part of these people. This is over 50.
Don't mind him, he's just inside the car.
No.
He didn't wear the jersey.
Because he played the last game. You will get to see his picture.
Yeah.
This is the president's team, which Mr. Akin is also a part of.
Part
this
of it,
team.
yeah.
That's
Now, what they are trying to do is to ensure that they keep fit and they bring this, we call them ex-international and stakeholders of cricket. Because in growing the game...
I'm talking female.
Yeah, I will come to that. I'm just talking about this first because this is a way of bringing them together to support the game of cricket. Now, on 3rd of May, there was this first 50 overs game that was played. The game ended in a draw. The 2 of them played. It was very, very interesting game. Now, the president was not available in that first game, but it's available and the game is ongoing as we speak. The number of people that have thronged the cricket pitch, only 11 players are supposed to play a game of cricket, but some teams are having headache. Even before we came, the president was having an headache that who and who would I field in this team? So that is the over 50 game that we are talking about. And he was talking about this female team that you are seeing on your screen. They are preparing for the annual Kibuka tournament in Rwanda from June 9 to...
That was the last tournament you guys went for?
No, that was a qualifier.
Okay.
So now this tournament, which we call the Kibuka tournament, is a tournament in honor of over 256,000 people that lost their lives in the Hutu and the Tutsi crisis that happened on April 7, 1994.
Wow.
This year made it exactly 28 years that incident happened. Now, what they have done is to say, in honor of those who lost their lives, there will be an annual Kibuka tournament. This is the 8th edition. The most successful team in this tournament is Kenya, who have won it a record 4 times. Now, President of Rwandan Cricket Association, Steve Musale, came out to say, we are having 8 teams take part in this tournament. Rwanda, the host, Nigeria, Botswana, Brazil, Germany, Uganda, Kenya, and 8 teams will be taking part. Now, what have they done? The team is currently training at the Adolo College, the High Performance Center,
in Benin,
under the watchful eyes
in Benin,
of, yes, Coach Leke Oyede and Theophilus Ibodeme. These 2 are going to be pulling down the 18-man squad to 14. By next week Saturday, they will come into Lagos, and it's from Lagos that they will prepare to jet out to Rwanda on the 7th of June. That's the arrival date. On the 8th of June, there will be press conference, photo session, training session, and visit.
If I give you time to
No,
talk,
you will talk all day, bro. I'm ending it.
Bro, you talk all day.
And they'll be, hold on, they are visiting the memorial center where that ugly incident happened, where people were buried. And on the night, Nigeria will play our first game against Brazil.
May the souls of everybody who was who died in the Rwanda, Tutsi and Hutu massacre rest in perfect peace. I watched the film Hotel Rwanda.
Amen.
And I'm not I'm not emotional, bro. I'm not emotional. But I cried. And my wife was stunned. My wife was like, Wale Onkeni. But I cried. I actually cried. Chairman, the Honorable Bolan Olusegun Ishao, the reason why this is making so much noise is because it's cricket. And the man is doing so much for the game of cricket. He hasn't attended any league game yet. Is there a problem?
Absolutely, there's no problem. Everybody calls him GOI. He's extremely involved and busy with state matters. And we must understand that.
I understand that.
All through the Christmas period and after, he tried to make out time to come. He was unable to do so. Budget matters and things like that. Involvement with the governor on one call or the other. So he has been unable to make it. But he has followed. He has followed keenly developments around what has happened in the league. So we, as a framework, we agree that we would provide him with the league tables on a weekly basis. We will provide him with a press release on a weekly basis. We will share with him the press release from our stakeholders. So Honorable Ishawu has not been physical there, but I can tell you for free that he's aware of what's going on. And by the grace of God, he should be at TBS tomorrow to hand over the giant trophy to the winners of...
I'm not going to ask Chairman this question. I'm going to ask you, Seun. What's the impression of the public on the CCC League? Honestly. Don't say because you are a cricket guy or you are chairman's person. What's the public's impression? That's why I put the phone line. What's your impression of cricket in Nigeria? That's why I put that phone line there. But honestly, what do you think the public's impression is? You see why I didn't ask Chairman?
Very encouraging, but like they always say, if there's any room that anybody needs to be, is the room for improvement.
Yes.
Up until this moment, they've done well, but there is room for improvement. Like when this league was to start on the 12th of December, the chairman at his presser said, we expect to play 109 games, both in Division 1 and Division 2. Yes, rain did not allow us to play some games, and that's the only reason a game was not played. But the honest is, it's been very wonderful.
Quickly, before I let Seun and Chairman go, give us a breakdown of what's happened in Division 1 and 2, promotion and relegation, and what plans are in place for Sunday's finals.
Okay, so I'll talk about that.
Yeah, I want you to talk about that.
Yes. So I think that, yes, the league has been keenly contested, and there are winners and losers now. It's taking form, you know. In Division 1, Ibejuleki clearly will be winners. They've been champions for a number of years. They're a very professional side, and they will be winners again this year. So Ibejuleki will win. They'll be followed by Government College, Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Association, and then Rising Stars, third, and then Foundation Cricket Club, my club, fourth. Teams being relegated this year would include, first team to be relegated will be Rocks of Abeokuta, relegated to Division 2, and 1004 Stars will also be relegated to Division 2. That's what we had agreed at the beginning of the competition. 2 teams will go down and 2 teams will come up. So the 2 teams coming up from Division 2 would be Ibadan Metropolitan Cricket Club. They are winners in Division 2. They'll be coming to Division 1 next season. And Island Titans Cricket Club, also in Division 2, will be promoted to Division 1. In terms of what we plan for tomorrow, to the glory of God, the season will come to an end. We want to see as many stakeholders at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval tomorrow from 2 o'clock. There will be 2 games. There will be a game in the morning that starts at 10, and then there will be another game that ends the day. That will be between Rising Stars.
After we leave this show today, we're actually going to go and cover a particular cricket match.
Yeah, so that's the one between the veterans.
Yes,
veterans A and B are playing currently. I'm going to go and join that. And
we are all going to go and join that.
We are all going to go and join that. So but tomorrow, what we want is that as many stakeholders, cricket enthusiasts as possible should please come to the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval. We have invited a number of schools. When you were talking about schools earlier, it's not only the St. Gregory's College or the CMS Grammar Schools or the King's College only that play cricket. There are 2 schools in Ikorodu. I think Ipakodo and something Majidun.
Wow.
There's a coach that currently, is coaching them.
Cricket?
Cricket, yes.
Wow.
Cricket. So those 2 schools are also joining 4 other schools on the island. And they will be at TBS.
On the mainland?
4 other schools on the island. And then they are coming from the mainland.
Yeah,
from the mainland. So there's about 6 schools will be at TBS. So we'll have over 100 kids. There will be lots of VIPs that will be there. Cricket enthusiasts, people who have played the game, people who have administered the game will come out tomorrow. Members of the 4 o'clock group, they are a major stakeholder. They will be there. They are at TBS now. So what we want tomorrow is that all cricket lovers should come out from 2 p.m. and watch the closing ceremony at the awards and the presentations of the Bolaon Olusegun Ishawu cricket tournament.
Now, I'll make a promise. Yeah. I'll make a promise, honest promise, that we will bring you the everything. Don't worry, if I don't do it, she won't let me rest. Don't worry. So we will make sure that we bring you everything from tomorrow's event, from beginning till the end. And Lawal has promised me he's going to make that happen. Yeah. So
thank you very much.
Don't worry.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank Chairman Akin Denton, who's on the show today. Seun is going nowhere yet because Mukael Tinubu is going to join us now. And we're talking about too many issues that are affecting the world of sports. Too much politics involved in sports, and it's really getting bad. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wale. Thank you very much. I appreciate
We'll take a short break. Now, not all Russians should be blamed for their government's decisions to invade Ukraine. And that includes Russian members of the International Olympic Committee. IOC President Thomas Bach said on Friday, defending his decision not to sanction them. The IOC has called on international federations to move events from Russia and ban Russian and Belarusian athletes and officials from all competitions. It's, however, not sanctioned or banned Russian members who sit on the IOC from taking part in Olympic meetings despite widespread calls to do so, and has also not sanctioned the Russian Olympic Committee. Russian President Vladimir Putin calls the invasion of Ukraine a special military operation. I've got Mukael Tinubu. I don't know, he's been back. I don't know what he's been doing back there, really. But Seun is still here. Now, Mukael, that was Thomas Bach. And he's the IOC president. And he says, like you've always said on the show, he says sports should not bear the brunt for political issues. Russia invades Ukraine, but sports activities in Russia and Belarus are getting the brunt for all this. Really? Come on.
In an ideal world, we would all like to think that sports should be exempt from the influences of politics. And when it comes to certain things, definitely sports should not be interfered with by politics, like administrative issues, people fighting over positions. It should not affect sports. But sports, and we've talked about this on this show, there are more important things in the world than sports. So first of all,
Seun, really, I would have loved to agree with Mukael on that one, but I disagree. Because the world is all bad, there's no money anywhere, people are suffering. The only opium that we have, the only high, the only happiness that we get is sports in the world. Not in Nigeria alone, in the world. And it says sports is not the most important, it's one of the most important things.
Yeah, you know,
For me,
sports has settled lots of disputes that even the world could not settle. Case in point, in 1998, USA versus Iran, they never saw eye to eye, but when it came to that World Cup, they needed to exchange flags and they played football. I want to agree with Thomas Bach to some extent, and I also want to disagree. While some of these athletes, I mean, footballers, wrestlers, tennis players, anything you can call them, don't know anything about this Russian invading Ukraine, one way to get back at them is through this sport. They know it will hurt those athletes. Case in point, you don't get to play the World Cup playoff anymore. They've been chopped off. Who would have known whether Russia would have qualified for Qatar 2022? Look at what happened to some of their clubs in Europa League. Look at what they are even doing to them in tennis competition. Wimbledon said they don't want to see them. Elena Vitolina said if there is any athlete that can come out to go against what is happening between Russia and Ukraine, the person should speak up. Now, he has not shown any remorse, and I mean Vladimir Putin. Mika, you remember that this country was faced with state-sponsored doping. Because if I say alleged, it's even in wrong English. Because it's they are involved in state-sponsored doping.
Don't conclude. They allegedly.
No.
The findings showed that they were involved.
They were involved.
Members of their own Russian Federation testified that they were involved. So it's no longer alleged.
What did Putin even do? He pretended as if nothing happened.
He looked away.
He looked away.
And can I point out that?
Yeah, please.
To my earlier point that sports is not the most important thing. When you're talking about the livelihoods of everyday Russians, this war is affecting it.
Of course.
The sanctions that have been placed have limited international and global trade with Russia. It has closed. It has limited transactions with their banks. Yeah. So how is it that we want to justify placing their athletes on some privileged pedestal that they should not suffer a bit of this sanctioning because sports is so vital, sports is so important? I put it to you that at any moment now, Vladimir Putin could insist on taxing these athletes, any one of them who wins competition money, to pay a significantly higher tax in order to continue to fund his war.
We'll continue this. We have to continue this because Wimbledon will be stripped of ranking points over his decision to exclude players from Russia and Belarus from competing at the 2022 championships due to Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Now, the men's ATP Tour said on Friday, May 20th, tennis governing bodies have banned Russia and Belarus from international team competitions following the invasion, but allowed players from the two countries to continue competing as neutrals. The move by the All England Lawn Tennis Club, ILTO, said it is the first time players have been banned on grounds of nationality since the immediate post-World War II era, when German and Japanese players were excluded. Welcome back. Wimbledon has joined the, I don't want to call it a war, they've joined the
sanctioning.
Against, okay.
All
the movements.
Yes.
You know, Wimbledon says, listen, we're not going to rank or even allow anybody from Belarus or from Russia to play Wimbledon. Seun. Wow.
Just coming back to my earlier statement.
Like you allude with
Elena Vitolina and all the other athletes, Novak Djokovic, have come against the decision of SW19. And they said some of these athletes know next to nothing about this crisis. Why should they be?
It's not, Mikhail, is not their business.
It's not their business, but it's also not the business of all the Russians who have hit the streets and protested against the war and have been thrown in prison because of it, and are suffering the direct consequences of the sanctions that have been placed against the Russian government, the Russian state. So if the everyday Russian is expected to deal with this in order to levy pressure on Vladimir Putin, why are we saying that sports is some kind of haven for Russian citizens who just so happen to be athletes? And now, another thing I want to point out to you. During World War II,
Yeah.
at the very beginning of it, during the Olympics,
When the Japanese and we told to,
when
was it their business?
but when the Führer showed up at the Olympics, the attempt was to,
Adolf Hitler.
yes, was to keep some kind of, to use the event as some kind of diplomatic negotiations with him. Instead, he came there with the intention of using the event, the environment, as a means to push his propaganda. If we allow Russian athletes to continue to be involved in sports all around the world, even if they are cloaked under the neutral flag, they are still puppets and tools that can be used to further Vladimir Putin's propaganda and war. In some instances, possibly by recouping financial benefits from these athletes, even if it is forcefully.
I'm going to leave you with Steph Curry. He got 32 points to spearhead an incredible second-half comeback for the Golden State Warriors against the Dallas Mavericks. I'll leave you with that on the show today. Seun Ajidagba, I want to thank you very much.
The pleasure is mine.
God bless cricket in Nigeria.
God bless PlusTV. God bless everybody. 2-0 down. Good night, Dallas Mavericks.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, Mikhail Tinubu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Akin Denton. Thank you very much. Of course, we also had the presidents, Uyi Akpata, on the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're bringing him on. No, we're bringing him on either today, or of course, he's going to be on Monday. That one is definitely, because there's a major match tomorrow, of course. Join us same time next week, Plus Sports Special in PlusTvAfrica. My name is Wale Scott. Thank you very much, Sheyi. Thank you very much, Francis Ndem. Thank you very much, my producer, Paul George. You can call him President General if you want. PG, that's what we call him. Thank you very much, Lawal. He's behind the cameras. You don't see him, but he makes you see us. Thank you very much, Dayo, D1. He's downstairs in the powerhouse. Thank you very much. Join us same time next week, Plus Sports Special. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you, at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your hearts, do some sports.